To the Tradinformed live trading model live stream. We're slightly late today, delayed by technical issues, but we have joined the markets just as we've opened after the Independence Day holiday, the 4th of July holiday, and we are seeing quite a bit of volatility, quite a bit of volume in the markets. NQ, which we are trading today in our demonstration model, is down about 190 points as we speak. You can see the live market in the top left-hand corner there. Bottom left-hand corner, you can see the trading model. This is an Excel model that you can use to backtest your trading strategies, develop them, optimize them, and then to trade them live as we are demonstrating today. Now, if this is something that interests you, you would like to trade live using Excel, you can download this demonstration version of the model absolutely for free, and there is a link below this video, so please do so and get in touch. Tell us what you like, tell us what you want to see. At the moment, this model works through the Rhythmic RTrader platform, and that's what we're going to be demonstrating it with today. So we've seen a bit of a sell-off. Ren Valley is here with me as usual. What do you think today of this sell-off? When we spoke earlier, you were saying you were optimistic of a bounce back.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a little bounce here as we get closer to the 10 o'clock Eastern time. But just a guess, because we've had such a violent sell-off in the morning, and sometimes you'll see these really opening sell-offs. It just washes out and then it bounces. So hopefully our one of our strategies will be able to take advantage of that bounce when it happens. So we'll be here for it and hopefully demonstrate it live.
Exactly. Yeah, we're demonstrating this on a demo account, so we're paper trading it here today. So we're about the process of showing what this can do, how you can use it in your own trading, but we're also on a journey understanding how we can trade on this very short time frame. We didn't design it to actually be used on this 15-second time frame, but it works really well to demonstrate it, and we're going to find out what works and what doesn't work. I mean, really, we said this before, Ren, I'd probably like it on something more like the 15-minute time frame, when you've got a bit more chance to accrue some decent points in your trades.
I absolutely agree with you, Mark. The only thing is, for a live stream, we don't get to see a lot of trades if we do that time frame.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'd be on here all day rather than our usual 30 minutes. So we're doing it in fast forward, and we're making sure we get some action today. So we missed the very start of the bell today, so I am going to get going. So what you need to do, the first place, if you're doing this yourself, you need to go onto this screen, the place orders chart screen, and press Control E to enable trading. In fact, there's another thing that I need to do. So I need to go back into this screen here. It shows my different windows in RTrader, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to click Create Live Streaming Spreadsheet Linkable Mode. This doesn't really make a lot of sense, but what they do mean is that this data here, this information, will be streamed live to your Excel trading model like we're showing on the screen here. And I'm going to do one more. I'm going to go to the Positions tab as well, and I'm going to click exactly the same thing, Linkable Mode. So what Linkable Mode means is that RTrader is linked to Excel, and this is why we're using RTrader, because it's got this existing function to be able to connect to Excel, and we're piggybacking on that. We're using RTrader to take our trades, in this case with the CME.
Yep.
So we spoke earlier, Ren, we've got two strategies here, strategy 1 and strategy 2, and I'm going to show those images so people watching it can see the difference between the two strategies. So strategy 1 on the screen at the moment, and I'll make it visible to you as well, Ren.
Let's take a look at strategy 1.
So we've got strategy 1. We've talked about this a number of times. We've got a momentum style strategy. We've got two pretty quick EMAs, a 3 and a 13 period EMA. When the price is above the 13 EMA, in other words, the slowest one of the two, and then it crosses above the 3 period EMA, then we're going to enter a trade. So this is a momentum style entry, and it works very nicely when the markets are moving strongly upwards.
Right, and anybody could adjust these values. Like if you really had a strong feeling about like the 5 and the 20, very easy to adjust in your spreadsheet. So you could just, whatever moving average you wanted to try for strategy one, you could pretty much do it with just a real quick adjustment.
Very, very quick, and I'll demonstrate that in just a moment. Well, let's do that now. So this is system one. Even though we're moving, you can see the spreadsheet on the screen here. I'm going to zoom in, bottom left-hand corner. See, this is just an ordinary Excel spreadsheet, so you can do all the normal things you can do in Excel, and they've got a checkbox over here, signaled by my cursor. See, I've got strategy one selected. And you can see 2 boxes here. These are fully adjustable. We don't usually do it when we've got a live strategy running. You can just change those boxes and it will automatically update, and you'll see a difference in the results over here.
Yep, absolutely. So easy to adjust, and you can, whatever moving average you want to use for whatever time frame is just a quick click.
Absolutely. So we've got 2 strategies here. We've got strategy 1 and strategy 2. Not very descriptive, but let's have a look at strategy 2. Yeah. So I'm just going to bring that up here for the people watching.
And that's my favorite for these volatile markets. I think both of us enjoy it when it's extremely volatile. We be a little bit more conservative, tend to survive the markets a little better.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more of a mean reversion type strategy. And you can see a typical entry here. You see the market has pulled back quite a way on this super fast time frame. It's pulled back quite a way, but then it's strengthened again. And when it crosses above the yellow line on the bottom of the screen, you can see we have a system 2 entry. We have the long trade when the PPO, which is an indicator which is based on the MACD, and it's just a percentage version of the MACD. When this oscillator crosses above our entry line, which we'll demonstrate in a moment, then we're into a long trade.
Right, and for some users that would have a question about the entry line, how to adjust that and how you would interpret that. What do you have for us on that, Mark?
Okay, so the entry line is the typical basic starting point for an entry line would be the 0 line. You can imagine the 0 line on the MACD, but that line is adjustable, and you're going to get a different profile of trade. You're going to get a deeper or a shallower pullback. In fact, maybe not even a pullback, depending on where this entry line is. So the reason it is, I'm going to go back to the spreadsheet now. The reason that I have set it as a quite a small seeming percentage is the PPO, as I mentioned, is a percentage version of the MACD, which means the MACD, one of its limitations is that it works in terms of absolute values. But if we put it all into a percentage, it means we can compare different markets, and we can use values that are the same if we wanted to trace the NQ Nasdaq futures, Nasdaq E-mini with the S&P E-mini. They've got quite a different nominal value, but if we use the PPO, then we can be working on a similar system. That's how the PPO equalizes across markets with different nominal values. So I've chosen a very, very small percentage, but that is appropriate for the time frame. So these percentage moves that we are getting on this 15-second bar time frame are very, very tiny. So in one sense, it's helping us compare between markets, but for the different time frames, you're also going to have to scale down the type of percentage you use. So simply,
how would you be like more conservative? Like, would you reduce that to maybe like a point -5%?
Yeah, that's right. There's always going to be a bit of trial and error. Excuse me. So zooming out here, you can see just taken a trade there. So that we've taken that on system 1, and let's interrupt what we were just saying for a moment. We can see we've taken a trade here. And I'm going to zoom in here. Again, anybody watching this, either live or on playback, we've literally just taken a trade. You can see here 2:43 p.m., which is my time zone. So Rhythmic automatically adjusts to your time zone. If you're trading in Eastern Standard Time, it would be 9:43 a.m. If you're test trading in Mountain Time, like you would be, Ren, it would be 7:43 a.m. And so it's going to offset it to your time zone, which is obviously convenient. So we've really just started the first session of the morning, New York time, 9:43 a.m.
Exactly. And this is really the first opportunity for a bounce we've had since the market opened. We're just seeing a little bit of activity here. So.
Right. Yeah. So at the moment, we haven't taken these trades. We've just been watching these trades. So the beauty is about an automated system like this. If we know there's too much volatility for the type of strategy, then we simply switch it off and we can be in wait and see mode. It means we won't open or close any trades, but we can wait and see how the market is reacting.
Exactly.
But we're here demonstrating it, so we have taken that trade and we will see what happens. So strategy 1. Strategy 2 that we were just speaking about a moment ago, you can adjust this entry level. So this is the yellow line that I was showing a moment ago. So yes, to answer your question, yes, if I was to put this to 0.5%, it would be lower. So potentially more conservative. If we were to adjust it to 0, it would be that standard 0 line. But it is good to have a bit of control to change the profile of the type of trades that you are taking.
Excellent. Yeah. Yes. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive and follow like a standard PPO, 0 is the perfect place to be.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So there's another thing. I was mentioning this offline before we spoke, before we came on here today, Ren, that I've introduced a new variation of the exit condition. Now, this was really easy to do, and it comes out of a conversation that we had a few weeks ago now.
Yep.
About this close after a consecutive number of bars.
Right. So we've been talking about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is simply a time-based stop. Good neutral way of closing a position after your initial edge has decayed. No point being in the trade any longer, then you can just close out the position for any profit or loss. One variation that I like to use on this and to test on this is to close it after a consecutive number of bars, but when the trade is only in profit.
Right.
However, as you rightly pointed out, sometimes I like to use it, sometimes I don't. So what I've done this time is add in a variation on that. So it's like a filter to the time close. So minimum profit on the closing price. So I've said that close after a 15 consecutive bars. However, if I have this box here checked, and I'll zoom in again for people watching on catch up or live, minimum price, minimum profit on the closing price. So this gives us a minimum level that the price needs to have made in terms of points.
Yep.
15 points. So we can only close after 15 bars if we're at least 15 points in profit. We can set that to 0 and there would be no profit requirements. In fact, we could set it negative. But the point being, you have all the control you want over your trading strategy.
Yeah, that's a cool adjustment. Yeah, we're just talking about that, and that's exciting. So is this part of the new spreadsheet if you wanted to download it? Did you add that into that, or is this just someone we're going to add it?
Great point. Yeah, so I've just done that today. I will upload it. So any new or existing users that want to have the new version, we do regularly publish updates. I need to put this up there now and give users the ability to change that. So it's just another piece of control that you can have. So we've just taken another trade actually, Ren.
Yep, I see. We're doing really, we're getting that little bounce we were anticipating.
Yeah. So I'm going to increase the size here. So we're down about 160 something points at the moment. So it's something. One thing I can do. Let's have a look. Oh, we haven't got the. Oh yes, we have. So. Can you see the chart there, Ren?
Yes,
I
yes.
can display this. So we're showing where we are in terms of the 30-minute bars. It's doesn't make for great viewing, really, does it?
No.
If I scroll out here, you see we're well underneath the EMA. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
very basic filter to the sort of time frame that we're trading on. We would say
Yep.
it's probably not the best time to be going long at the moment. It's fairly risky.
It's very risky. Yeah. This is kind of an anticipated bounce within a downturn. So yeah, these things don't last long. So I like the time stop for these because after 15 bars, we sure don't want to be holding on with hoping.
No, because the bottom really can, and we've seen that time and time again over the last couple of months that the bottom can just fall out very, very quickly. We could be down 2 or
Yes.
3% and no recovery. In
Right.
fact, a feature of this bear market, we should call it,
Mhm.
for me has been how many times that we have closed on a down day, how many times we've closed at or about at the lowest point of the day.
I was observing that as well. We're basically seeing these trend day downs where most of them close at the lows.
Yeah. So
It's incredible.
yeah.
And what's your theory on that? How do you feel like? How does that kind of show you the bear market is still a bear market? Is that what you're using as an indication?
Yeah, I have to say, yeah, I think the interpretation of that would be fairly negative sentiment. Yeah, it's really doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But you can trade both ways. You can trade
Yeah.
short as well. In most situations, most traders are probably more going to be more profitable trading bull markets
Yeah.
when it's a lot easier. Trading in bear markets is more difficult, whether or not you trade long or short. But that's the situation. That's the hand we're dealt with at the moment. We're in a bear market, and we are particularly in a bear market with the Nasdaq.
Exactly. And the only reason it becomes more difficult trying to trade the markets to the downside is, I believe, the volatility. So the trends to the downside tend to be extreme volatility, where you go down and then it bounces up extreme moves to the upside. So in a bull market, we get trending trades, which don't have as much volatility. So you don't get whipsawed as much. And I think that that's where the bear market really causes people a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
The whipsawing effect, you're going up, you're going down, and bull markets tend to be like a nice staircase higher for long periods of time.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just better all round for most traders. Not everybody, but most traders.
Yep, I would say I agree. And we did close our trade there. I saw. Hopefully, we made a profit on it. But
I think we might have got out on the stop loss on that one.
okay.
But let's have a look. Yeah, I think we took a small loss on that one. But just the trades that we've taken since the market has opened, we look to be doing slightly ahead. So
Now that we checked out that and we got our trade closed, do you want to check out and see what strategy 2 is doing? How it's been functioning?
yeah. So it's as simple as that. And the other thing that I'm going to do, just recalculate it. You see, it's not doing an awful lot better than strategy 1. It is somewhat more conservative, but it's also not enjoying these type of markets. So the entry level that we spoke about a moment ago, Ren.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the bear markets take money from you no matter which strategy you use, but I think it takes you a little slower with this strategy too.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Yeah, it's better than buy and hold.
Yep.
But it's still a tough market to trade in. So we can even put it a bit lower.
Yeah.
Let's get it in the right 0.03.
Yeah, see, that looks a lot. You can definitely see where the stop losses are helping us, and the risk management is a little bit more conservative. We're definitely losing less.
And one thing that we haven't mentioned at all yet today, very easy to set profit targets and stop losses. Now, these are controlled by the spreadsheet. They're not entered as market orders. So you can try different levels. So if you want to say, well, what would happen if I tried a profit target of 50 points, for example? Well, very easy to test.
Yep.
Not much difference.
Right.
15 points. You can see here, it's not making a lot of difference in this strategy, but it's very, 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 very easy to optimize. Get your strategy ready for the day as well. Get it appropriate for the market conditions.
Yeah, I would say that 15 point did make a big difference. We're basically hovering, where we started the day. It's not. It definitely did a little better at one. That helped a lot.
Yeah, that's right. And Nasdaq futures, these big futures markets are open 24 hours a day practically. So are they open all the time now, or do they still have a time when they're closed?
So they have at the end of the day, every market day, they have about an hour break
They have
every day.
about an hour break. Okay,
Then,
so you can trade them
yeah,
most of the day and night if you want to. And
right.
some strategies you won't get as much liquidity, of course, but some strategies will work better. We've mentioned often on here before the tendency, the overnight drift phenomenon. I read something else about that recently. Somebody else has done some work on that, and I'll have to look into the research,
Yep.
see what they've come up with. But these tendencies of stock prices to both in the US and in stock exchanges around the world seemingly to rise overnight and then to stay more or less flat during the day.
They do, and sometimes it's like, okay, so last night I was looking at the markets pre-market. It was, around 11, 12 o'clock midnight our time here in Colorado, and the market was up almost a percent. So, it was climbing during that time.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it was well up yesterday in the over here the futures or what was available to see of the US market futures was showing it was nicely up yesterday. So all that's evaporated as the volumes come into the market. But equally, you can trade those anytime the futures markets are open. You can trade them, and if you're interested in trading long, historically speaking, statistically speaking, that's the best time to be trading.
it is really, it's incredible that you get, it's a lot less volatile at night,
Mm.
which is kind of
Yeah. And if you need some way of doing that, then you want an automated system. Unless you're going to stay up all night, maybe you like staying up all night. But if you don't like staying up all night, you like sleeping. Then you could use a system like this to automate your overnight trading, and you can wake up in the
absolutely.
morning and monitor it and see what has happened.
That's the advantage of having an automated trading system.
Mm.
And there's very few opportunities out there to do this. We have full control of the trading system.
Yeah. A lot of the time, you're giving up control to some other type of system. Here, you have got complete control because it is coming from an Excel spreadsheet. And you can even, like we've discussed before in these, Ren, you can put your Excel spreadsheet into a virtual private server somewhere. You could even locate it in Chicago or wherever it
Yes.
needs to be to ensure you get the best possible execution.
Yep. And all the other things like redundancy for power generation, all those things and internet connection, they have redundancy so you don't have a chance of losing your connection in the middle of a trade, which is very helpful.
Exactly. Yeah. So we've got a comment there from Zoo. Howdy, Zoo. Any comments from
Good morning,
yourself or
Sue. How are you
anybody
doing?
else watching? Whether you're existing or you're thinking about it, you're just interested in live trading using an automated system. Put any questions into us. You can also email us after this, and most importantly, find the link below this. Download this spreadsheet for free and
Excellent.
try it out yourself. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, it's only available at the moment through Rhythmic R Trader, and you get a 2-week demo account, a paper trading account for absolutely for free. And it's really good, really powerful, got loads of different markets available, and we're not affiliated with them. We don't get any commission from them, but that's how it's connected. If you really like the system, we're looking to develop it for other brokers.
Absolutely.
What are the other brokers we've thought about and considered, Ren? Talked about
So
OB, haven't we? Interactive.
So we looked at interactive, yeah, and that looks like a very simple transition from where we are today with Rhythmic. They already have the Excel connection set up, so it's a very minor adjustment to go to interactive broker. And if you're very clever and good with Excel spreadsheets, you probably could do this on your own without much trouble. I've looked at a couple of other brokerage firms out there. Like TD Ameritrade's pretty much impossible to do it with, is from what I could tell. Their SDK doesn't really integrate with Excel at all. It used to though, but I think they ended support for Excel for whatever their decision was for that. And then I kind of looked at we both looked at MetaTrader 4 at one point. Yeah, so that's also a very likely possibility. We haven't completed the integration with that, but it also does integrate with Excel. So there's another real good opportunity. And that MetaTrader works with a whole host of different brokerage firms. So pretty much everyone you know, yeah. And I think there's probably ways to do, like if you wanted to work around the TD Ameritrade, if you connected MetaTrader to TD Ameritrade, then possibly you could do it.
Mm.
So But yeah, the MetaTrader 4 opens up a whole host of brokerage firms.
And in fact, another one that I've just remembered, eSignal has an Excel built-in Excel connection as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
eSignal is part of the ICE.
the exchange, yeah.
Yeah, exchange. So I think, is it owned by the exchange? I'm not sure. Anyway, great live prices, and they have an Excel connection. So that is another one. If you're using eSignal or interested in eSignal, get in touch. Let us know what you're interested in. Let us know what you want to see. We've got 2 strategies we're testing today. We just sold another trade here. You can see, I would have to zoom in. If you can see my, let's zoom in here for the purposes of people watching this morning. You can see what's happening. We're testing on the 15-second, I should say, time frame. So this is really what's happened since the start of the day. We are slightly down, but we've taken some trades in a quite a volatile market environment. And
Right. Mark, what I really like about strategy too, when the market became extremely volatile, this strategy keeps you out of the market. That's where you see those like the plateau. And that's just because the market became extremely volatile. The PPO basically doesn't give you a signal, which is kind of nice. You just stay out of the market during those periods.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So another thing we've got here actually for number 1 is a filter.
Yep.
And this is let's try some different values here. You can see we're getting even fewer trades there. Let's get a different value. Again, there is always a bit of trial and error in these sorts of things. You're trading it, you will know your market, you will know what makes a difference for you.
Yeah, and so this is the type of thing you would do before the market opens or over the weekend, and you would figure out what strategy you want to use before you start trading.
Yeah, we can do what we're doing, which is learning as we go along, finding out about it. I am not used to trading on these 15-second time frames. They're far too quick for me. I can't think that fast, but Excel can handle it. I think, we've said it before, it's going to be better for intraday trading, even daily trading, because it controls your strategy. You automatically have you plan your strategy, you test your strategy, you optimize your strategy, and then you implement it. And that's all you need to do for trading. But it can be, the implementation can be difficult for a lot of people. You can use a system like this to automate it. You can switch it on for 10 minutes a day. At the end of every day, if the conditions are right, it will open a trade. If they're not, it will not open a trade. So it really is up to you how you want to use this sort of automated trading system.
Exactly. And if you're going with the theory of like a good times of day to trade, you've looked at your sheets and decided that the morning is too volatile, so you just start the thing at like maybe 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning when things are calming down, and then maybe close it down before that last hour of the market if you feel that's too volatile.
Yeah.
So those are the nice things about automation. You can set it up to close it down at a certain time.
Yeah, it's like being the coach. You're not the quarterback here. You're the coach.
Exactly. Yes.
You're letting the spreadsheet do the work, and what goes into the spreadsheet is obviously your ideas, your strategies, and your optimization. But then you're letting the spreadsheet do the work, speak to the markets on your behalf at the right times. So it makes it easier for a lot of people, whether you want execution, whether you just want something that is reliable. It makes it easier, and plus it's all done in Excel. It's not
right.
It's all available. You can look at any of these cells, you can look at all the programming. All it is here is to make it easier for you to get the trades that you want implemented at the best price you can.
Yeah, and obviously we can, all the indicators, while we have 2 strategies here with Excel, it's unlimited possibilities on what indicators you could put into it. Literally, you could make up your own indicator and stick it in there.
Yeah. And in fact, a lot of the exit conditions that are used could be if there's a word, indicatorized. They could be made into an indicator. If you've got an idea in your head that if you have 2 down days, that when the price closes in the lowest part of the bar, that's going to be your exit point. Well, you can put that into Excel. Anything that you can observe on your charts, you can put into Excel and have it run for you.
Yeah, it's absolutely the most flexible system I've ever seen. So yeah, I look at all the different automations out there that are available to the public, and I think this one is probably the most flexible one.
Yeah, that's right. So, and it's available as a free download. I know I keep saying that, but we want people to use it. We want people to tell us what they like. They want people to tell us what brokers they want, and we will be making it into the system that people can reliably use in their live trading. At the moment, we're still in a demo trading environment, paper trading environment, but we want to move it into that live trading environment to help traders.
Absolutely. And any questions that anyone would have after, playing with the spreadsheet, watching the live stream, would answer your questions here on the live stream.
Absolutely, yeah. Put any questions into the chat bar, the chat window, or drop us an email afterwards. Either is absolutely fine. So we've taken a few trades there, Ren. Let's have a look on the backtest tab. So when you're using this model, you will see I'm going to scroll out slightly here. I appreciate it's a small window, and you can see down here on the left is the price. We are just after 4 minutes past 3 p.m. my time, which is 4 minutes past 10 a.m. New York time. And you can see we've taken a quick trade with a quick profit target here. In fact, we've taken 2 trades with a quick profit target here. And above that, we've taken 1 trade with a stop loss. So if I zoom in like so, you can see the data streaming in. And if we wait not very long, we're probably going to enter another trade. So you can line by line, bar by bar, see what the indicators are doing and see when you're entering and exiting each trade with this spreadsheet.
Absolutely. And then also at the same time, you can see what price you entered and, as you enter the trade, and you can see what your stop loss would be. It takes the emotion out of everything. It sets everything up for you. As soon as a trade is taken, your risk management is done because the spreadsheet has it ready to go for you.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens to people who hand trade a lot of these strategies. They'll tend to enter the trade on the indication, but then it's not automated on the exit. So they might just think, okay, the market's going to come back. I'm really hopeful. And then hold on to a trade that could go, straight down. And this way, all of that is set for you at the beginning of the trade. So there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Like the time close helps these situations where we always think the market's going to come back for us. If we have a strict time close of 20 bars, 50 bars, whatever it is, end of the day, end of the week, a time close can have different forms. We've just taken a new trade there. It really takes some of this hopium element that we all have in trading. We all hope our positions will come back into
I've had to see it's like the emotions are out of it when you use automation. And like with most trades, in my experience is it's very easy to enter a trade. Well, I have all the indicators lined up. I'm going to enter my trade. Exiting the trade, very difficult. Even a profit, because I'll tend to take it too quickly, or So this way you stay with your strategy, which is really helpful.
Yeah, exactly. So so there we go. Just taken a trade about what was that, about 20 seconds ago, and let me have a look and scroll over here. You can see what the current profitability is, slightly down. We can go back on here, see where we are. We can zoom into that again. So Ren, we've given a good demonstration today, I hope. I think people can see what you can get out of this spreadsheet. Once again, it's available as a free download below this video. So click on the link and you can get this. You can see the instructional videos provided by Ren that will walk you through the process of connecting it to the Rhythmic RTrader platform, which we are using to connect to the market, predominantly futures, but I did notice the other day that there was stocks and ETFs through the Amex? I'm not quite sure actually.
They have it. And you do have to pay for the different exchanges on Rhythmic, but one nice thing with Rhythmic, you don't have to have a brokerage account. So if you're not ready to put real money at risk and you just want to play with the data and analyze all the things with the spreadsheets, for $25 a month, you can do that. So the one nice thing about Rhythmic is you don't need to have a brokerage account connected to it. So no money at risk if you don't want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to be trading on the intraday timeframes, you do want to spend a bit of time analyzing your strategy, making sure you're comfortable running it.
Yep, absolutely. Any questions, Mark? Do we have any?
Not seen any questions yet. By all means, if anybody's here, answer any questions. But I think we're going to wrap up the live stream for today. We've taken some nice trades. We've actually looked like we're roughly on a break-even level here today. But we'll do this again next week. In the meantime, look forward to people downloading the spreadsheet and letting us know how they get on with it.
Excellent. Thank you, Mark, for hosting, and another good trading session. And we got exactly what we expected. We got a decline, a little bounce, and now we're back kind of like hovering at the bottoms.
Yeah, highly volatile session, but it was a good one. And we've shown that Excel is handling the trades and implementing the strategy. Okay, so I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, Mark. Take care.
And you.
Good luck.
Yeah.